The 1904 Olympic Marathon was a disaster. There was a cheater that drove in a vehicle for half the race, there was a guy that used performance-enhancing drugs, which were okay to use in 1904, and over half the runners couldn't even finish the marathon. Now, planning a marathon seems pretty simple. In a nutshell, the runners have to run a 40-kilometer race. Whoever can run the 40 kilometers the fastest would get first place. It's so simple, no one could possibly mess that up. Unless you're James Edward Sullivan, one of the chief organizers of the Olympics that made the worst decisions possible for the marathon event. Here's how their meeting might have went down. Hey everyone, so for this year's 40-kilometer summer marathon, I was thinking we could schedule it for the hottest time of the day.
You're a genius, James.
And then we could make the athletes run 95% of the track on gravel roads.
I was thinking the same thing.
And then we could drive our vehicles right in front of them so they could barely breathe.
You're on fire, James.
And then for the cherry on top, we'll only put a well at the 20-kilometer mark to make the runners as dehydrated as possible. So as you would assume, having to run 40 kilometers in extreme heat with dust in your eyes and almost no water has severe consequences. In fact, over half the runners couldn't even finish the race, and one was even disqualified for cheating. Let's talk about the guy that cheated, Frederick Lors. After running for 15 kilometers, he began to suffer from cramps. His manager was driving in the vehicle right next to him, kicking dust in his face, so he hopped in his manager's vehicle and drove for the next 17 kilometers until their car broke down. Then he got out and ran the last few kilometers and got first place. After he arrived at the finish line, the Amateur Athletic Union, which was a sports organization he was a part of, banned him for the rest of his life. However, they reduced it to only 1 year because Frederick said it was just a joke. Now you might be wondering who actually won the 1904 marathon since Frederick Lors was disqualified, and that man was Thomas Hicks. Thomas Hicks's trainers had a weird strategy. Their strategy was to just not let Thomas take a break so he was always moving. After running for 23 kilometers, Thomas was in the lead by over 2 kilometers. However, he was extremely exhausted, so his trainers gave him alcohol and a drug called strychnine. It's a very toxic alkaloid used for killing small animals like birds and mice. However, if used in small doses, it can be used as a performance-enhancing drug. So we have a guy that's as high as a kite, a little bit drunk, dehydrated, can barely see or breathe, and has another 17 kilometers to go. Oh yeah, now he's hallucinating. Guys, I think the grass is trying to talk to me. Get back in the race, you need to win. Oh, he's eating the grass now. Thomas, you're not a cow. Thomas, you need to listen to me. Get up and get back in. I think I see an automobile driving past us. Thomas, you're crazy. There's no car driving past. What?
I started this video in like July, now it's November already. I haven't even edited the video in the past 2 months. I've just completely forgot about it. So I doubt I'll finish the video, so I'll just post it on the second channel. And yeah, I'll start working on something else probably.